Welcome back to another tech tip. This is part 2 of the Zoom install. This is now the Zoom setup. So we're going to step through the steps of doing your initial Zoom setup. Some of these will be necessary just for the software to function. Other of these are just recommended settings. So let's jump in and get started. All right, so we've just launched, so we're in the same place as we were from the last video. So what we want to do is we want to join with computer audio. So once we click that, it should have our microphone selected. We can verify that by watching the little symbol here in the corner kind of bounce up and down so the computer can hear our voice. And right now you're looking at what is apparently a very old picture of me before I went gray. So let's turn the video on so we can see the new me. We have this icon here that says Start Video. So we can click on Start Video. Now, right now, I need to change my camera because I have two cameras running on my laptop. The one I'm recording this with and then the built-in one. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to select the integrated camera. You should not have to do this step because by default, you just have the built-in built-in camera. All right, so now I'm going to start video. And there's my video. So this is my video coming from the built-in webcam as opposed to my capture cam here for the training video. So at this point we have video, we have audio, and we are ready to start a meeting. So we can invite people, and again, we'll cover some of that a little bit more, but let's talk about some of the other settings that are available to us to make this a little better product for our particular environments. Okay. If we click on the little up arrow next to share screen, we have some things that we can set to allow us better control over our Zoom meetings. We're going to go ahead and click on advanced sharing options. Okay. And one of the things that we'll want to do is if we're working with students in particular, is we'll want to make sure that we have one participant can share at a time, which is currently set. And then we also want to say that only the host can share. So what this share is the share is sharing the screen, the actual screen. And again, we'll cover that a little bit later, how you can share your screen. You can do whiteboard, some other really nice teaching things. But for right now, we want to set this. And what this does is gives you, the faculty member, full control over your video in your conference to make sure the kids aren't able to take over. Okay. And we'll go ahead and close that now that that's set. We also have some chat options that we can select. So we can come in here and what we want to make sure is that if we come over here to the three little dots in the corner here, we can say that participants can chat with, and then we want to say everyone publicly. Okay. So what that does is that makes sure that while students are participating in your class, they're not using the chat window over on the side to get distracted or have private conversations. Everything they say within the Zoom, within the chat, will have to be public for everybody to see it, just as if they were in class, they could, well, not just in class, they could whisper in class, but just as in class, if they're participating, then everybody sees what they say, and then you can respond to everybody. So just as a matter of classroom control, okay? So those are the two big settings, and make sure that they can't share anything, and also make sure that they are not able to have private separate chats as part of your classroom, okay? Now, one other thing gets into the area of share. So I'm going to do that as a separate video. We're going to talk about sharing, how you can share your screen, how you can share documents, how you can share a whiteboard. And there's also some settings that we want to set in that area to make sure that students are not able to take over your virtual classroom. So we're going to stop here for this one. We've got it installed. Now we've got some of the basic setups. Next one, we'll talk about setting up the screen sharing, what that looks like, what our options are, and then the best practices for that setting. So until next time, this has been another Tech Tip.